Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels, and we're going to that horrible world known as the JRC. But first, a couple of things, and let me start with, I am really sorry that you hear the very, very loud mower in the background. It's kind of nothing I can do about it. I'm technology challenged, so I can't really edit that sound out. Hopefully it doesn't overcrowd my voice, but we'll see, right? We'll see. Alright, before we get into it here, because I made the mistake of looking at my TL in between takes, it's another barrage that I did not go looking for of, once again, but, this person, Evan Rachel Wood, who cares? I don't care. But you're going to be mad because they're considered symmetrically the most beautiful women in the world. Allow me to quote Groucho Marx. She gets her looks from her father. He was a plastic surgeon. Granted, I'll look for any reason to quote Groucho because if we want to talk stand culture, folks, I stand two men in my world. Two men. Neither one of them are either Manson or Depp. Their names are Groucho Marx and J.R.R. Tolkien. Neither one of them were known to be lookers, but they were brilliant men. And Groucho Marx is my fucking, excuse me, I'm trying not to curse, but I gotta say it, my spirit animal. Bow down. Know what I'm saying? I don't care what you look like. At all. I don't care. Good for you, I guess. Good for you. Glad you can afford that top-notch freaking plastic surgery. Good on you. Are you a decent person? Or are you an asshole? No, I'm not talking like the Paul or my brother variety. You know, those kind of lovable ones that at least are honest about themselves? You know what I'm talking about. The male and female Karens, okay?
Assholes that take pride in their work.
I'm just saying. Y'all are kind of my people. Groucho was one of those individuals, if you can't tell. But media, stands, I don't care. Nor do I care what you all think of my looks. Because, unlike most girls out here, I didn't spend the majority of my time going over beauty rituals. I spent them with my head in a book. In fact, my mother could tell you that a good majority of the time I was telling everyone, leave me alone with my head in a book for the majority of my childhood and adulthood. I don't care. Are you a decent person? Are you someone who's not judging everyone off of just stupid crap? Then I'll talk to you. If you are a gutter trash human being, I don't care how attractive you are physically. The minute you open your mouth and the stupid comes out, you are now one of the most grotesque pieces of human garbage I've ever set my eyes on. It's just how it is. Here's the facts, folks. And I know some of you teenagers who defend these people because God even knows why, who are so ate up, but you're just jealous because this person is pretty. What do I have to be jealous over? Honestly, what do I have to be jealous over? Their unemployed status? The fact that their surgeries are eventually going to make them look like Muhammad the ever living if they manage to live to see 60? Everybody ages. Everybody's going to lose their looks. But what you're willing to put the effort into as far as learning, how you treat the people around you, that is going to be around a lot longer than just reality. So please quit pushing this crap on my TL. Because as I've said previously, and I'm going to censor myself, here's all the F's I give about my looks. None. Want to know what I care about? I know I've showed you guys before, but this is what I care about over here. Books. And my nice TV. And more books. This morning, I was sitting there, doing the numbers in my head for the budget to see if I can afford to get more books. Then you got Paul over here, who's very tech savvy. He's like, but I can get all the free books and read them from my phone.
That's the primary thing I use my smartphone for, is as an e-reader.
Don't care. Quit slinging your crap on my TL. Matter of fact, I've made it a point since the whole appeal went into the garbage can to focus this entire channel and my focus back onto getting rid of things like the sheltered workshops, getting rid of people with disabilities having to live beneath the poverty line, dealing with places like the JRC, like Agape, like Kanakuk. All of these things matter a whole hell of a lot more than what I look like. I do take some basic pride in my looks. I work out, mainly because I'm tired of being nothing but a beanpole, and I'd like at least a little bit of tone. But that's just about as far as it goes, folks. I only wear makeup when I have to, or those few times where I need a small bit of an ego boost, and that's just pretty much it. I spend the majority of my time usually in pajama pants, sports bra, and a t-shirt. Because I don't care. Really don't. In fact, it used to irritate the hell out of my aunt. So, can we get off the looks? Would I have people that I'm fighting for literally being tortured for simply existing? Looks is not exactly at the top of my priority list. Nor is people noticing me, for that matter.
Well, and looks is like the lamest thing you can think of to troll somebody about to begin with.
I missed the Illuminati dude, Paul. That was my favorite troll. Where'd that guy go? I need to find him again. But yeah, you see where I'm going with this, right? Yeah. Very low on my priority scale right now. Very low. Like, rock bottom. The fact that I am getting my Silver Dollar City / Whitewater Pass today has more importance to me than that. Mainly because, woohoo! Silver Dollar City Whitewater. I'm a wee bit of a mommy's girl. I regret nothing. Alright. Let's get to, speaking of priorities, to the JRC, which is infinitely more important than the fact of, temporary looks that are going to fade. to the disclaimers, right? In the description box, you're going to find a link to the article that the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read. It's written by NeuroClastic, a small non-for-profit started by autistics for autistics, wherein they interviewed and surveyed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so-called behavior modification program. Matter of fact, the JRC doesn't want you to read this article so much they have threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic has refused, so you know the drill. Please read that article and share it on all your social media. We also have linked in there NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as their link to GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding folks in case the JRC has the balls to actually see through with their threat. We also have linked in there the Ozark's first article in regards to Agape Boarding School / now known as Stone for Help Boarding School, a so-called Christian-themed boarding school, one of the many, please get me out of this state, that takes in so-called troubled male teens that has and pending over 21 civil lawsuits, claims, and allegations leveled against it, all which have been substantiated by the hard evidence gathered by the Missouri Department of Social Services, and they include the following: sodomy, rape, sexual assault, child abuse, psychological and emotional abuse, child trafficking, starvation, and that's just for starters. You have one former staff member arrested by the FBI, another a doctor still on the premises, also up on multiple, again, substantiated claims of sodomy, rape, and sexual assault of the boys there. You've got an attorney general who's chasing our friends, Paul. You know, the girls, as we like to call the drags down here. We don't call them the drag queens, they're the girls. Whose makeup is spectacular, by the way. If I can take a moment away from the disclaimers to talk about some of the creative ladies out here. He can tell you, their makeup skills are spectacular.
God, they look better than women on the red carpet for the Oscars.
I stand them. I'm willing to admit I stand them. I know I don't care about looks, yes, but I respect artistry.
And a quick side note about Agape, the trials against those people begin later this year.
Finally.
So there is that.
Yay! But seriously, the artistry these girls put into their outfits and their makeup. All I got to say on that. And also, we got a governor who's off his nuts. So please, folks, send help. And don't forget to share that article on all your social media. And also, folks, we got the other pertinent links to the Stop the Shots campaign, including Autistic Hoya's massive archive on the subject, Jennifer Masemba's behavioral sheet of shockable offenses, a clip out of the 7-hour ordeal undergone by Andre McCollins back in 2002, the templates, and the ever-present self-explanatory change.org shut the Judge Rotenberg Center down petition. When we discuss the JRC, you're going to have vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with disabilities being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please go ahead and use your headphones, all right? All right, now, excuse me, Mr. Meow has an important statement to say. Go ahead and speak, Mr. Meow. Meow? Can you get him out? Can you get him out? What you doing? Do you have an important statement for the peoples? No. Good. Sorry, folks. He's camera shy today when he's, not photobombing me. Anyways, let's get to it, shall we? Oh, here he is. You got a statement, Mr. Meow? Would you like to make a declaration? You would. Kitten says, I like fishes. Alright. Now we're going to go back to where we were last video. It's going to be a short paragraph and probably a rant, but pretty normal, right? So where we left off last time, LL was also taught that if he had a legitimate need to get out of his seat for reasons other than aggressive, he would be able to do so by raising his hand to ask to get up. Can I stop you there, doctor? We know by the New York Special Education Department, the New York State Department on Special Education, that as a matter of fact, if a student kept their hand in the air and asked more than once to go to the bathroom, that they would be shocked for nagging. So, how does that appropriate behavior help here? Yeah, damned if you do and damned if you don't. Exhibit 227 shows that as soon as JRC started treating the out-of-seat behaviors in June 1993, instead of waiting for full-blown aggression to occur, aggression began to decrease. As the chart shows, the behavior decelerated over the course of the next 3.5 years to minimal or zero levels each month. Allow me to remind you, as I do every video, does fear work to curb behavior? If you're a 90s kid, you probably got spanked at least once in your life. Did it curb your behavior? Yes. For a time. And maybe 3 weeks, months, maybe even 2 months down the line, what happened? Got in trouble. Why? Did the exact same thing. Right? See my point here, right? Fear does get immediate results. For a time. But when that individual is no longer under threat, what happens? The behavior returns. Now, if your GED is so effective, the question comes, then why would that behavior return once the threat is gone? Is it because we're willfully disobedient? Thanks, Missouri. No, folks. It's because what's triggering that behavior was never dealt with. It remained there. Why is this behavior suddenly worse? As Dr. Matthew Israel, you have noted, it's because the underlying root cause to the behavior was never dealt with. And now you have psychological trauma on top of it. And not just the trauma either, but all that pent-up rage, anger, hurt, pain, and misery has been put on the back burner and put behind closed doors and put behind closed doors and put behind closed doors. Well, now you're no longer under threat. What do you think gonna happen? It's not that hard to figure out. It's not rocket science, folks. Putting the kid back on the GED device, but it works. We put it back on there and the behaviors went away from again, so they need it. This is how you justify your insanity. Again, fear works for a time. But if you want to consider something as an actual successful treatment in the real world and not in la la land, it should be that once the device is removed, that those behaviors come down to a base level minimum. Okay? That would be an actual success. But instead, as we have seen and has been testified by others, in fact, when they come out from underneath the threat, those behaviors actually increase to higher numbers than what they were previously. Because now we've got psychological damage, anger, which I know a great deal about, by the way, to go along with the problem that remains undealt with. You can sit there and tell me, doctor, that you're successful all you want to, but success should not be measured by, well, the behavior's gone. How long is it gone, doctor? That's what I thought. It's not gone entirely. Any more than when a neurotypical has a behavior and then they go several months without having it and then it encroaches again. You cannot eradicate any behavior, good or bad, entirely. That's not reality. It's not real. It's not good psychology either. Okay? We're human beings. We're not robots. Okay? We are, many of us, pre-inclined due to genetics, environmental, or otherwise, to have certain not so savory characteristics. For example, I know I have an addictive personality. I know this about myself. This is why, in order to stop drinking, I had to switch my addiction to something else that is not so damaging to me. It's my very solid addiction to tea. This is reality. The sooner we start dealing in reality, the better things will be. We have to start allowing us disabled individuals to be human. To stop putting unrealistic expectations on us that you expect us to meet that you do not place on someone within my same peer group and age who's neurotypical and has similar traits. Because that's not medicine. It's not smart. Okay? And once again, as far as out-of-seat behavior, you're treating them because it's beginning of aggression. Getting out of your seat or bolting out of your seat can be the beginning of a myriad of different behaviors. It does not automatically mean that because I'm jumping out of my seat, the next thing I'm going to do is haul off and punch you in the face. I could be bolting out of my seat because I'm watching a horror movie. I could be bolting out of my seat because I got to use the bathroom now. I can't count how many times that's happened during watching one of the shows that they have at Silver Dollar City, and I all of a sudden had a very pressing need to hit the bathroom. You see where I'm going with here, right? You can't automatically suppose that the reason why they're jumping out of their seat is to have a behavior. Okay? You are literally shocking them, assuming that you know why they're doing something and that it's going to be bad. That's not treatment. That's just stupid. You don't know why this person is jumping out of their seat. You could literally be shocking someone because they are jumping to bolt to the bathroom. But that's not proper behavior. They would just raise their hand. Seriously. Let's go ahead and close out on that, folks. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few that we do tend to get removed from time to time. So please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I do appreciate your time. As always, we here at Spilling Tea do have a good one. Bye-bye, everyone.